All right. See what y'all really talking about up in here. I need somebody to stand on this stage with me in a super tight lime green and fuchsia spandex one-piece catsuit. Who's game? Volunteers. Exactly. See, people are always trying to talk about innovation, right? And learn about innovation and create a culture of innovation. The challenge is not getting your team to talk about innovation. It's telling them that innovation is a lime green catsuit that you encourage them to wear at work. And then wondering why your team doesn't seem to be taking to the new uniform. I don't know what's happening. Maybe first you need to rock it. All right? Back up your innovation talk and you walk it. How many of y'all watch HGTV? Anybody? You're right. You see, and you sitting there like looking at the screen like a hole in the hammer and a screw like, I could do that. Right? Maybe it's time to DIY your innovation like it's HGTV, right? To Martha Stewart your innovation, to take an innovation selfie, to IKEA your innovation, lay out all the screws and shelves and sit surrounded by it till you figure out how to do it yourself. You want to keep from being disrupted by someone else? Disrupt yourself. Every time you start talking convention, interrupt yourself. Like, you know what? I don't know, I was just thinking that we should probably just continue with the ways that we've been all... Hey, excuse me, can I interject? Listen, disruptors are not distant storms on radar that you watch progress. No, they are termites that you ignore until your foundation gets wrecked because you didn't think that those tiny piles of dust were a threat. You didn't think the market share that they were serving could compete till they used it to perfect a new model that renders yours obsolete and then scaled it faster than you could move your sluggish feet. So you need to disrupt yourselves with your customers' future needs and their current speed so that you don't get black buried beneath the warnings you didn't heed. And this voice is the voice of the future, right? That's telling you that this is what your future looks like. It's not just digital tech and holodecks and lasers, right? Underneath it all, the future looks like trailblazers. People unafraid to think ahead of the pace. But you can't blaze the trail if you're afraid to fail. So if you don't want someone making it easy for you to fail, then you got to go out there and fail yourself. And I mean fail good. You know, fail forward, fail smart, and then wear that intellectual capital like proud battle scars, right? If every attempt that you make ends with a win, you need to risk deeper, baby. You know, hit an organ, at least pierce the skin. They say your best teacher is your last mistake. I say you win some, you learn some. You win some, you learn some with each risk you take. So go give your team the okay to take time to play, to just tinker every day and be unafraid that they'll have to pay for what conventions they break, but rather that they'll be paid for what ground they break, that you'll be so grateful for what they create on your new perspective playground workspace for those who have something creative to make by leaving how it's always been done, replaced with how it must be done now to keep pace. So create a safe space for you to fail forward in new ways. Empower your team to think trail forward when they blaze. Help them adopt lime green catsuit Fridays. Make successful failure your new culture's fashion craze. I mean, rock your uniform, but, high fashion if you want, because I understand, some people need their red bottom version of the lime catsuit. I got it. So stock Chanel splints in the desks of your C-suite execs. And Armani gauze in the glove boxes of sales reps. Hand out Neosporin at staff meeting and tell them don't come back here without lacerations, so that they're prepared for sprained ankles and getting bruised and bashed as you empower them to joint venture off the beaten path. If you want to keep your business model from being remodeled by someone else, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to make over yourself. I mean, why are you talking about ending siloed thinking and not knocking down walls in your offices? How are you theorizing about building teamwork and not erecting collective playgrounds at your headquarters? Don't just pontificate about staying ahead of your competition. I say go just rent your neighbor's old beat up garage, stock it with nachos and Dr. Pepper, and move your top designers in there with the charge of creating the startup that would put you out of business. And then maybe reimagine all your offices and cubicles as little startup garages. You know, I mean, Bell Labs constructed long hallways so people had to pass each other their offices, you know, as they walk down the hallway. Hey, how you doing? Good to see you. Zappos uses one exit so folks must commune when coming and going. Let's grab drinks afterwards. I want to talk to you about something, right? How are you making your architecture reflect your mission? Raise your hand if you got a VP of renovation. Exactly, huh? Who's your chief disruption officer? Just hire someone whose sole job is to move things around, right? To disengage your autopilot, to make you move differently as you navigate your space and give your dwellings better innovation feng shui. Right. So you want to talk about trailblazing and terrified risk? Before there was Sekou, the two-time national poetry slam champion, or Sekou, the world's leading poetic voice, there was Sekou, the young man with an audacious dream to quit his job as an elementary school teacher and do poetry full-time, driven by this nagging mission to create a commercially viable industry for the art of spoken word that offers new ways in mainstream media for poets to make a purposeful and profitable living from their art, right? Because poets got to eat too, shoot. You know? And so the first stop on this trail that I set out to blaze was the business world, where I proposed bringing spoken word poetry to the stages of the world's largest organizations, a vision that was often received with some variation of the phrase, "You must be dreaming." Poetry might belong at our company holiday party, maybe at the holiday party, but not at our most important business meetings. No, son, no. But true innovators know that the world never really gets it until you show them. So before you surrender your possibilities to the labels of someone else, take it from me. Poetic Voice yourself.